Hello, our listeners. Today we are going to talk about the developing situation in northern Iraq. Today, at least one person died after protesters stormed a Turkish military facility in the town of Iraq's northern province of Duhok. There are also a number of injuries, it's reported, and to discuss this developing situation with local reporter Adam Lucerte, who is a freelancer reporter and lives in the region. Adam, hi, welcome to the program.
Hey, thank you for having me.
So you are following the situation very closely. You live there. First of all, what happened today in Duhok and where is Duhok and what kind of a town is that and why Turkish forces stationed there?
So Duhok is a city and also a eponymous province in the Kurdistan region government area of northern Iraq. And this was actually in a countryside rural area in the Duhok province, not so far from the Turkish border. The biggest city nearby is Amadi, which is like a tourist destination. However, this Turkish base was in Shaladza, and there's Turkish bases throughout the rural area near the border between Turkey and Iraq, Kurdistan region, Iraq. Turkey has many bases in that area. So today, a few people stormed the Turkish military base in Shaladza after Turkey, a few days ago, had bombed nearby another town, killing a few people, and a few of them were reportedly Peshmerga soldiers, military of Iraqi Kurdistan. And this has been going on for years. In 2018, there were a lot of airstrikes from Turkey in Kurdistan region, Iraq territory, and a few of them were deadly. Turkey, of course, is targeting the PKK's presence along the mountainous border between Turkey and Iraq. But civilians do get killed, Iraqi citizens, Kurdish civilians, and also Christian towns have been affected. People are getting killed, people are getting angry. So there was a protest in the area near Shaladza, and then people made their way to the base. One person was killed. As far as local media is reporting and people following the situation, the protest is over now. And the Peshmerga, again, the military of Iraqi Kurdistan, got control of the area.
So why the local people do this? Why are they angry to Turkish military forces there?
So yeah, Turkey has, I have not been able to confirm it with the Kurdish government, but I saw a report on Anadolu that they have 11 military bases in northern Iraq, many in the Kurdistan region. People are mad for a lot of reasons. Turkey is attempting to target the PKK, again, who are in the mountains, but it's not always the PKK that gets killed in these strikes. The villagers that I've spoken to in Aradin say that the people killed recently, the November strike there, were not PKK. Some were Peshmerga, people, farmers going up to tend to their bees, or people going fishing, as was the case a few days ago. So people are angry because Turkey is targeting the PKK, but other people are getting killed. And Turkey in general is not very popular in the Kurdistan region because of the Turkey PKK conflict. But the fact that there are these military bases that, foreign Western media doesn't report on a lot, but they're very much there and in the open, it's a sore point for people, especially Kurdish nationalists, who are not happy that Turkey is, flying into Kurdistan region territory and bombing seemingly at will with not much resistance, supposed to be targeting the PKK. But of course, it kills people who are not part of the PKK. And the Duhok province, there are PKK sympathizers throughout the Kurdistan region, but in the Duhok province, it's particularly a stronghold for the KDP, which has had over the years, not a good relationship with the PKK. So with the local politics and Turkey bombing fairly frequently, and people who are not PKK getting killed, people from these villages getting killed, it's led to a lot of resentment throughout the Kurdistan region, but especially in these border areas.
To your knowledge, has there been any other similar event happened in the past? I do not remember any local Kurds are going after Turkish military there.
I don't know of any of that. Like, people are definitely aware of the Turkish bases and you can see them. I've seen one, but I'm not aware of anything like this. But I'm not surprised it happened now because, again, Wednesday, a few people were killed in an airstrike in Duhok province in Dereluk, which is like very close to Shaladza. Then in December, you had the attack in Mahmor, which is a disputed territory between Baghdad and the KRG government. That was well into Iraqi territory, and a few people were killed there in a refugee camp where Turkey said the PKK had a presence. And then in November, another strike that killed someone who is reportedly Peshmerga as well. So it's been building, and throughout 2018, like it seemed to me like it doesn't follow a rule, but like every few months, there's definitely a Turkish airstrikes in the region. So I don't recall anything like people storming a base, but I'm not surprised it happened now because the airstrikes are happening a lot. They're being reported a lot by Kurdish media. People are aware of it. And like I said, people who are not PKK, at least according to the villagers, are being killed. So I'm not surprised it's reached this boiling point.
I see. We are talking to Adam Lucerte, a local reporter in northern Iraq, explaining to us what happened today. President Erdogan also talked about the situation, and he said that they means in Turkish media, pro-government media, today's events described as the PKK, pro-PKK people or provocateurs attacked Turkish base. Erdogan say they tried to wrong us today in Iraq. Our planes took off and they were forced to disperse. From now on, we are going to strike at them in their holes. How was the Turkish reaction? Have you seen Turkish jets bombing anywhere?
I haven't, and because I'm currently in Erbil, I wouldn't see that. So I can't say that there's been more Turkish jets near the border right now because I'm too far away. But Turkey's reaction, of course, the PKK has a presence in this area, especially in the mountains. There's no doubt about that. And, you know, I know that Turkey thinks that the PKK was involved in this protest. I didn't attend it. I can't speak to that. But there are PKK sympathizers in the Kurdistan region for sure. But another thing that's interesting is that people I've spoken to, I wrote about this for Middle East Eye recently, some people demand that the PKK leave as well. Not all the Kurdish villagers in this area and also Christian villagers in this area, not everybody among the locals wants the PKK there either. So there is for sure PKK sympathizers, but there's also people who kind of want the PKK to leave as well because their presence is why Turkey is there. Would Turkey be bombing Kurdistan Iraqi territory frequently without a PKK presence in these mountains? No, I don't think so.
Any reaction so far from the KRG government over the situation?
I am not aware yet of the storming of the protest today. I haven't seen yet. I imagine there will be. Some people have criticized the KRG for not condemning these airstrikes enough, but the KRG has released statements about this. The Peshmerga condemned the attack in November that killed a Peshmerga soldier. And Rudau reported that the KDP, the ruling Kurdistan Democratic Party, the ruling party, Rudau, the local media outlet, reported that they criticized the Turkish airstrike on Wednesday, which was the spur for this protest at the military base today. So I imagine there will be, I haven't seen it yet, but I imagine there will be comment from them because people are angry about it. And like I said, the KRG been criticized for not being forceful enough, not stopping these, but they have released statements in 2018 and before criticizing the Turkish attacks.
In a big picture question, this might be my final question. How do you see the Turkish attack or strategies working out there? We see these reports, as you mentioned, every other month or every couple months that Turkish jets taking off and bombing, quote unquote, the PKK terrorists. And the reflection in the Turkish media, when I say Turkish media, is pro-government Turkish media, is that, very effective attacks, killing, countless number of PKK terrorists. Again, quote unquote, this is how it goes in the Turkish media. How do you see on the ground whether this Turkish jets attack working out for Turkey, for Turkey's image, and the relations between the local people and Turkey, as considering that KRG and Turkey are still trying to heal the relationship since the KRG announced independence more than a year ago.
Right. I mean, the KRG has repaired a lot of its relations since the referendum with Turkey and Baghdad and Iran. But in terms of locals in these villages, the ones I've been to, like Kurdish villages and also Assyrian Christian villages, it's very bad for Turkey's image because people I've spoken to feel that they're not PKK. And even if they're not fans of PKK, they're being attacked. People are afraid to go to the mountains. People talk about how farmers aren't going up there anymore. You know, there's like trees and beehives and things like that. People getting honey in these mountains. People say they're afraid. You know, life goes on in these villages. You know, it's not like they're bombing like in the center of the villages necessarily. They're bombing mountain areas, but people are definitely afraid. They're aware. There's commercial flights that go over the skies in these areas, but people I've talked to believe that a lot of the flights they hear, and they're hearing a lot, they believe that they are Turkish jets flying in the area. So it's definitely the targeting of PKK in the Kandil Mountains is where they're based, is definitely creating a lot of resentment in these Kurdish and Christian villages in the area.
Okay, thank you so much, Adam. If you would like to add anything else on this, otherwise, I think this was a very good reflection of what's going on the ground, and I hope to get in touch with you again as the situation is still developing.
Yeah, thank you for having me. In English media, it's, I believe, an underreported story. So thank you for giving me the time to talk about it.
Thanks, Adam.